What made Jungkook's mother cry this morning? How did Taehyung's words destroy their family bond? Find the answer in this article. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to get the next exclusive updates. Have you ever felt your heart choke at the sight of someone powerful suddenly collapsing in grief before your eyes? That morning, the atmosphere at Jungkook's family residence changes completely when his bedroom door opens accidentally, and what appears is not the figure of the family's proud son but the figure of Jungkook's mother sobbing in the doorway. Her tears flooded the morning air that was usually so warm and full of laughter. However, what exactly happened to a mother who had been known to be tough, suddenly fell into deep sadness? Rumors circulated that the words of Jungkook's close associate, aka Taehyung, triggered the destruction of their family. But what exactly are those words? Why was this incident so devastating that the wall of John's family harmony cracked and almost collapsed? To keep you from missing out on these moments of intrigue, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we continue to uncover unexpected new details, covering the reactions of fans, close friends, and even those closest to Jungkook. There has been much speculation among fans, or what is often called the army, that this event was triggered by contract pressures, career pressures, or even dark secrets that have been tightly closed. Keep reading this article, because the answer may surprise your soul. At 6 in the morning local time, the air in the Mapogu area, Seoul, still feels cold. A thin wind washes away the foliage that begins to fall, signaling the change of seasons from late autumn to early winter. However, in a simple house with walls of wood and glass, the atmosphere is much different. The usually dim lights are turned on completely, creating a sparkle in the usually warm living room. It hadn't even been half an hour since dawn. Although John's family usually only woke up around 7 for breakfast, that day Jungkook's mother was awake, her eyes red and puffy, since the news of Taehyung's too honest spread. Netizens have been incessantly flooding social media with wild speculation. What the hell did Taehyung say? Why did his words bring down Jungkook's family? Asked a fan in the comments. Meanwhile, the sensational media did not want to be left behind. Headline after headline was filled with provocative rhetoric. Everyone accused each other without certainty. However, behind the rumble of rumors, the real facts are known only to those behind John's door. Jungkook, Jungkook's mother, and some of the closest relatives who witnessed the heartbreaking moment the night before. At 6:15, Jungkook's mother finally went down to the living room. His face was deathly pale, lips quivering silently while holding on to his right cheek, as if feeling the effect of a soul that had been crushed silently since yesterday evening. He gazes into the corner of the room, where their family photos hang, a smiling Jungkook with his mother when he was a child, then a family photo as they celebrated Jungkook's 15th birthday, to the last photo, where Jungkook stands proudly with a music award trophy. But that morning, all the warmth in the photo felt empty, as if the happy memories were just a pseudo-shadow. Before we go into further details, please note that the relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung has always been close as brothers. They supported each other, mocked each other with typical jokes, and even built a small project where the two agreed to create a song and plan a mini-concert in Yongsan. Fans who watched the clip backstage had seen Taehyung whisper something to Jungkook, and Jungkook laughed out loud, but none of them imagined it would become a ticking time bomb that would destroy the family. The night before, all of John's family members, including Jungkook's father and older sister, were present in the family room to gather. Usually, such meetings are filled with small talk about daily activities, vacation plans, or even preparations for Jungkook's latest contract equipment celebration with HYB. However, for some reason, the atmosphere felt strange since morning. The breakfast plates had piled up on the table. The usually appetizing aroma of fried kimchi in the morning had suddenly become bland, and Jungkook's mother looked like a person who had not been able to stop crying, according to a reliable source, who asked not to be identified. It all started when Taehyung, who was enjoying a short break after BTS World Tour, came to John's house at 4 in the afternoon. He was accompanied by a HYB manager and 2 video production colleagues. That said, the purpose of their arrival was to record a special segment, an informal interview with Jungkook about his creative process of making a new song. However, the interview dealt with sensitive topics, internal conflicts that Jungkook may be experiencing, career pressures, and things that many don't want to reveal. In between interviews, as the studio lights shone brightly and cameras recorded Jungkook's every move, Taehyung asked one question that became a piercing whip. Is it true that you've always felt constrained by family expectations? Didn't your father always want you to be like this, like that? And it was your mother who was always proud of you, while in fact you yourself bore the burden? The words were uttered in a tone that seemed ordinary, even though it contained an implied accusation that Jungkook's family was too imposing on Jungkook to make him suffer secretly. The voice recording behind the camera said that Jungkook was silent for a moment, his eyes looking teary, but he tried to refrain from showing it. He replied briefly, "I just always wanted to make them proud." However, Taehyung's next words were even more passionate. "Aren't you actually tired of pretending? Aren't there nights you go to bed crying because you feel like you're never good enough? Your mother would know that, wouldn't she?" Instantly, the air in the room seemed to freeze. The camera lens panned to Jungkook's reddened face, cold sweat dripping down his temples. All those present watched the moment dumbfounded. Taehyung, who was usually full of jokes, this time stares intently, as if demanding an honest answer, without celebrity frills and expectations. After the interview session is over, Taehyung goes home, leaving Jungkook visibly shaken. But on the street, Taehyung kept calling someone, his voice low and firm. "Tell Cadet Yang's mother right away. I need her to come to John's house tomorrow morning. This is a private matter, and John's family must be prepared." The name Taehyung called immediately invites the question, who is meant by Mother Cadet? As it turns out, Cadet's mother is none other than a close figure of Taehyung, who is also known as the spiritual advisor of famous celebrity families. He was involved in several controversial cases in the past, and is now rumored to have a special relationship with HYB.I. In the early hours of the morning, when Jungkook sleeps in his room, Jungkook's mother wakes up restless. He receives a call from Taehyung, which contains only 3 short words: "Come tomorrow, 7 o'clock." Without giving any other explanation, Taehyung cut off the call. Since then, Jungkook's mother has been unable to sleep. Her eyes have been fixed on the door that connects her small room and the family room. He knew that if Taehyung called, there would be something serious. The call frightened him at the same time as it intrigued. What would then happen in the morning, and how deep the devastation awaited him? The next morning, before the sun really appeared, Jungkook's mother was in the living room. The light of yellow lamps in the corners of the room creates dark shadows behind the curtains. Jungkook's father, who had fallen asleep on the sofa, was awakened by the sound of a slowly opening door. He was immediately surprised to see his wife sitting on the floor, head down, hands holding cheeks, and the sound of moans that broke the silence. Without further ado, Jungkook's mother looked at him and said in a trembling voice, "Ha. Taehyung said, break your contract." Her voice was stifled by sobs, and Jungkook's father, who had not had breakfast, rushed to hug his wife, trying to calm her down. However, that was just the beginning. Shortly after, Jungkook, who was still half awake from sleep, went down to the family room. He was surprised to see his mother lying on the couch, her body limp. Jungkook's face was pale, as if fear enveloped his heart. "Mom, why are you?" he asked, stuttering. Jungkook's mother just shook her head, unable to lift her head. "Taehyung, tell me, you have to break the contract, or your family is destroyed," she whispered softly. Hearing the words contract and family destroyed, Jungkook was electrocuted. With a hasty step, he picks up his phone and tries to contact Taehyung. But the call didn't go through. Many times it is pressed, but only a busy tone is heard. Jungkook's 12-year-old brother, who was also woken up by the noise, cried, "Dae, what happened? Why are you crying?" Jungkook hugged his sister, his eyes filled with tears, but tried to speak sternly. "Miss, please go back to the room and wait there. I'll explain later." The footage of those seconds was leaked to social media. A number of fanbase accounts aired a short clip, Jungkook's mother leaning limply on her husband's chest, while Jungkook tried to calm all family members. It didn't take long. The video went viral. Netizens also grappled with speculation. Did Taehyung force Jungkook out of BTS? Has the Jungkook family been hiding a dark secret all this time? Who is this mysterious figure that Taehyung calls a threat? Like a bomb, this news exploded mercilessly because behind all the glitter of Jungkook's career, there was apparently a huge storm ready to bring everything down. On the other hand, the usually well-organized management of HYB that morning was preoccupied by a stream of incoming calls, journalists, television stations, to representatives of sponsors who were worried that their advertising contracts might be threatened with cancellation. An internal source revealed that the management was forced to close the press conference hours that were originally held that afternoon, because they knew, if left unchecked, Taehyung's unstoppable words could reveal dark secrets that could make Jungkook's image destroyed instantly. In fact, rumors say that there is a special clause in Jungkook's contract that states if the family of this record is scattered, HYBE can stop all projects in which Jungkook is involved. However, what did Taehyung actually say to HYBE's management and Jungkook's mother until the John clan was seized with fear? Many people are trying to find answers. A close friend of Taehyung's, who is also a celebrity reporter, said that Taehyung has a secret voice recording. The recording contains Jungkook's mother's confession to Jungkook when the son was 16 years old, about the family's financial pressures that actually ensnared them. It is said that Jungkook's mother once cried and begged Jungkook to succeed as a top artist in order to save her family's almost bankrupt company. Jungkook, who was an innocent teenager at the time, promised to return all the money his parents had invested in his training to dance, become a rapper, and sing. Now, a dozen years after the promise was made, Taehyung reveals the tape to HYBE. Fans deserve to know that Jungkook is not only fighting for his passion, but also for his family's debt. If the contract continues, the public will perceive all his achievements solely for the sake of mere money, not talent. This statement was disastrous. Within minutes, the online world was filled with allegations that Jungkook had been emotionally and financially oppressed by his own family. Inevitably, Jungkook's mother, who feels betrayed by Taehyung, a best friend of her son, feels the world is collapsing. For him, Taehyung should have understood that every family has its own secrets. Why did Taehyung have to make those internal affairs public? I just want the truth, Taehyung told HYBE's management, because if we keep covering up, one moment the truth will be revealed in the most embarrassing moment. However, Jungkook's mother considered the move vile. For her, a mother does not deserve to be exploited for the sake of entertainment dramas. Throughout the day, various parties interviewed John's family, next-door neighbors, old friends of Jungkook's mother, Jungkook's middle and high school teachers, to his classmates while still in high school. All the interviewees admitted to being shocked, incredulous, and feeling guilty, because none of them knew about the financial difficulties of the John family at that time. In fact, they were surprised to learn that the entire cost of Jungkook's training as a BTS trainee was once borne by his parents in installments of a bank loan. The beginning of Jungkook's journey as a trainee does sound like an inspiring story. A village boy who aspires to be a singer is recruited at a local audition, then invited to Seoul for further training, until he finally debuts in BTS at the age of 16. That ticket to success, for most fans, feels smooth and full of sparkle. However, if there is a light, there is always a shadow. John's parents' efforts to tighten the bond with Jungkook are expected to pay for all the investment through global fame. Now, the fact that Taehyung is holding an old tape of Jungkook's mother raises a heated debate. Has Taehyung done anything wrong? Or does he dare to raise taboo topics in order to protect Jungkook from increasing mental pressure? Many celebrity psychiatrists commented on this situation. They considered that such financial secrets could provoke depression if they were constantly covered up. Taehyung, according to some analysts, is actually trying to force HYBE's management and family to open up and provide Jungkook with mental protection. On the other hand, fans flocked to voice the pros and cons. A Twitter user who identified himself as at ARMYC wrote, "I salute Taehyung because he dared to open the truth that has been burdening Jungkook. We must support Jungkook, not let him feel alone to face this pressure." But no less many criticized Taehyung. He has gone too far. Why drag Jungkook's family to the public stage? This is not a matter of celebrity, but of family disgrace. The gap between supporters and critics widened when a video emerged purporting to show Jungkook's mother's conversation with a member of HYBE's staff, in which Jungkook explained that he was willing to sacrifice everything for his son's dreams. He wants Jungkook to be free to choose whatever he likes. "All I do is make her happy. I was even willing to sleep late at night to send a message of encouragement to Jungkook when he felt down. If all this is destroyed, I have nothing left," he said while holding back tears. The video was viewed millions of times in a matter of hours. Meanwhile, the international media joined in. Several foreign websites wrote about family secrets behind K-pop idols, and V shocks the world by revealing BTS Jungkook's family struggle. Their articles have led to further speculation. Is there a lot of bitter untold story behind BTS's fame? Some journalists even accused HYB